Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching. I am your host, the Report of the Week. Today, instead of a review, I decided to try something different, as they say. To go out there, think outside the box, be innovative. This came to me actually this morning while I was combing my hair. I was thinking about the items from Burger King, Burger King is a huge chain. They are a place that I review quite frequently, and they always have new releases coming out. I mean, they always have something new that's out. For me, at least, if there's two places that I could always count on having a new item out, Taco Bell and Burger King. They always have something out. It's either a new burger, new chicken creation, something new. They're very innovative. They have so many new ideas, so many new products that they're trying to market, test out with the public, see how it goes over, etc. And I was thinking to myself, I remember about a year ago. Might have been a little less than a year ago, might have been a little bit more than a year ago. But around a year ago, I gave an idea pitch to Burger King. And I was thinking to myself, there were a few issues with that idea. I get it. I understand it. It wasn't perfect. It was a work in progress. And that was kind of in the back of my mind for a little bit, but today it kind of hit me. Really did. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I have a new idea for Burger King, and I kind of have been jotting it down. I'm going to finish it up while I explain it to you, and then I'll just present it. So this is my second pitch to Burger King with a possible new item. Now, number one, it has to be expressed first and foremost that this isn't any sort of attack against Burger King. I appreciate their creativity. They do a lot of good items, as a matter of fact. I remember I tried those nuggets recently, and I really enjoyed them. I thought they were actually very good. And just yesterday, I went over to Burger King. I got a double Whopper burger, and I could actually say with confidence it was a good meal, and I enjoyed it. So first and foremost, to get that off my chest, Burger King, they've improved as of late, and I want to help them improve even more with this new idea that I'm kind of getting down right here. Now, this is a play on their lineup of, I don't want to call them executive sandwiches, but this is kind of an addition to their King lineup of sandwiches, their signature sandwich line, I suppose you can say. And the names of these sandwiches are always a little bit of an expression as to what is on them, but they also might have a little play on words as well. Most recently, mind you, they had the Farmhouse King, right? Which had the beef patties and eggs, some onion strips, some bacon. It was like a farmhouse, they said. That was the name. They had the Rodeo King, which had the patties, the cheese, onion strings, the barbecue sauce, all that. So they gave them little creative names, and I gave this one a creative name, all of my own as well. So this one, kind of building off of the Farmhouse King, this might be actually part of an upcoming series of house-named burgers. This is the Doghouse King burger. And this is a play on words, but it could also be taken literally in a sense, and you'll see why. But you ever hear the expression? This is a somewhat common expression, at least here in North America. Someone is in the doghouse, right? You're in the doghouse. That's an expression that really means, you messed up. You're in trouble now. So that could be one way to kind of observe this sandwich, the Doghouse King. This is something that you eat when you're in the doghouse. This is something that you give to someone if they're in the metaphorical doghouse. So this is like the type of meal that you kind of give if you messed up. This is what you kind of get for dinner on that day. But you could see also, it's also kind of a literal representation of the sandwich as well. So we'll start from the bottom bun and work our way up in terms of ingredients. It comes with your standard bottom bun, Burger King. As with any sandwich in the King lineup, they have 2 beef patties, which total up to around a half pound of beef. char grilled, flame grilled, the classic grill marks. In between the two patties is one slice of American cheese, kind of glues them together. On top of the second patty is another piece of American cheese. This is completely standard as to any King burger so far. Okay? Above that piece of American cheese, we have two bacon strips. Just two, kind of folded over in an X formation. Well, it actually sounds, pretty standard, but not bad, right? Where's the inventiveness of this? Where do you actually get Doghouse King from? Because right now it just sounds like a regular King burger. Well, then on top of the bacon strips, this is where it gets good, okay? I believe that a quarter pound of this is probably the most sufficient quality, though again, mind you, this is a prototype version, and the numbers can always be tweaked a little later. But on top of the bacon strips is about a quarter pound of wet dog food. Now, it has to be wet, mind you. It can't, because otherwise it takes away the flavor. It cannot be the dry dog food. Rather, it needs to be a quarter pound kind of scoop of wet dog food. The brand is going to be worked out later. I'm thinking either maybe Purina, Caesar, or maybe even Blue Buffalo if you want to go out there. But that'll be dependent later on once we get the brand sponsorship. Then we can say Doghouse King, served proudly with etc. brand dog food. And then you could have the logo there for promotional purposes, etc. But it'll have a quarter pound of wet dog food on top of the bacon strips. Now, if the recipe needs to be tweaked to make it safely consumable, then that's what needs to be done. But it needs to still have that mushy, slimy texture to it. That's a must. That's an absolute essential when it comes down to this sandwich. Now, I get it. It can be a little gross. I understand that. So, to make it a little bit better, on top of the heap of dog food will be a drizzle of hot sauce. It's the heat intensity of the said sauce is yet to be determined, but it won't be too much. Maybe we'll put the cap at maybe around 100,000 Scoville units. Give or take a few, might be a little lower than that. Might just be some Frank's Red Hot sauce. Might be some, I'm thinking right now, this is a work in progress. This is a working session. I'm thinking that instead of hot sauce, it might be better if we have sriracha on it. That actually might be better, so let me add that here. Question mark. Because I know that's still a big thing in the world of fast food. That's kind of 2016-ish, but you could still kind of get away with some sriracha this time around, and you can kind of call it a day, and that might actually add to the trendy nature of the Doghouse King sandwich. So the hot sauce spicy drizzle is yet to be determined. It might be sriracha, might be standard hot sauce. It depends on where things go from here. And then on top of that will just be your top bun. So that's what the Doghouse King burger is. I have made an illustration of it so you can kind of get the picture of it. So that's what it looks like right there. There you have it. That's what the Doghouse King looks like. Let me show it to you again in better detail. Right here. There it is. So hopefully you can see it. That's my idea for it, at least. And, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I think it's something that could work out. I think really the name is what's going to be the hook, line, and sinker here. Or I think people are going to see Doghouse King. And they're going to say to themselves, Doghouse King. This is a multi-purpose meal right here, okay? You could eat this, give it to someone, again, if they're in the doghouse. But also it could be like a literal in terms of the dog food. This is, again, a work in progress. We're still making tweaks to it, okay? We still have to determine the brand for the dog food. We have to determine the exact type of hot sauce because those are the two most important things. But this is what we have so far. Now, I believe it should be good at a generous price of $7.99, sandwich only, mostly due to the fact, there we go, I bet it looks like a blank sheet of paper, but I got the price written somewhere. There's the price, right there. I think this could work out. The price is the way it is because dog food just isn't that cheap, so you know it has to be raised accordingly. I'm sad to say. Now that's where that stands. I do understand that there's a couple issues with the drawing. I know it's not perfect, so I'm going to kind of try and add a few little colors for emphasis with a few colored pencils here. This one is yellow-green. There we go. And this one is metallic gold. So there we go. I think this one kind of expresses it better with some colors now. Those are the buns with the metallic gold color. That's the cheese that's blue. Blue cheese, you know? And that's the, see, this is how it is, right? See, we got the bun, hot sauce drizzle, dog chow, bacon strips, cheese, patty 1, cheese, patty 2, bottom bun. See, so that's how the layout of this sandwich is actually going to be. And again, priced for around $7.99. This is the rare occasion because I understand that they really want to sell it with a meal. And usually in doing so, when they kind of sell a sandwich, it's usually with fries, which this one would be served with as a meal. And it's usually served with just an empty cup for fountain drink, you know? But in this given circumstance, I think that this would work out best if it is actually paired with a specific beverage. It could be sold by the bottle or perhaps just by the cup. But I think this Doghouse King burger should be served probably with, well, considering the ingredients, you need something that kind of, you know, cool you off a little bit. I think it should be served just with pure Sprite, if that's still around. And if not, then you could just go with any sort of generic club soda, no flavor. And I think that'd be a good beverage pairing to it, because I think it would really emphasize some of the flavors whilst also beating the heat, you can say. So that's the Doghouse King burger. It's a work in progress. It's something that's going to be gradually updated. It's a pitch. It's an idea pitch, and like any idea in the world of business, sometimes it needs to be changed a little. Sometimes it needs to be fluctuated a little. But that's my idea. So if you have any consideration to it, please look into it. And if you need any copies of the schematics, they will be available upon request, and that goes out specifically to the Burger King corporate HQ. All right, so with that being said, that's the pitch for the Doghouse King burger from Burger King.